Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Evan Falchuk! Well, thank you so much for coming out.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. All right, so you are running for governor, right?
It's true.
Okay. Why? Why would you do that?
Well, I mean, the truth is, it's because I think that the political process is not representing people anymore.
Okay.
And in that sense, it sucks.
Yeah.
And so what's missing is people that are willing to be real and genuine and actually talk to voters and show up in places like this.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you're going to ask me, and I don't know what they want to hear, but I'm just going to tell you what I am about. And and we don't see that in politics.
Yeah.
I've been a business person. I've not been in politics. And I can tell you all the time I spent around them. It doesn't surprise me that none of them would want to come here, both because of the fact that they don't know how all you all are going to vote.
Right.
They want to be in front of audiences that have been hand-picked and ready to talk about or listen to whatever soundbite they want to use.
Yeah.
And not to say, hey, what do you want to talk about? You want to talk about Halloween costumes? We can talk about Halloween costumes.
You want to talk about Halloween costumes?
Healthcare? We talk about healthcare.
Hey, I'm all down for talking about Halloween costumes because I have a bunch of notes. I have so many notes about your politics and your beliefs. I'll be honest with you. I understand about 3 words.
Yeah.
I understand about 3 words.
I think you're doing well. I really do.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Please tell my mother. She will come see the show. I've asked her multiple times.
Yeah.
She will come because she thinks it's going to be bad.
No, that hurts.
Yeah.
I feel hurt by that.
That's what I say. You want to call her? Let's call my mother. Can we get Dave? Can you get my phone? It's downstairs in the green room. Can you grab my phone? Thank you. All right, so we're gonna call my mom in a little bit.
I mean, this is what we call, this is action. This is action. This isn't waiting saying, oh, this staying with my mother is gonna work out over time. This is take a look.
Oh, I have Lindsay's phone. We'll call my mother. Should we grab that microphone?
By the way, Sam, this is how all the trouble in your life is about to start because Lindsay's gonna have your mom's phone number.
Let me grab this. It's coming out. Oh, yes, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Bruno, the producer of the show. Arguably the most important person on this show.
Look at her. She has it in there already.
Yeah, she already had my mom's phone. How did that happen? Holy shit, it's really working. This is actually happening.
Do you have a strange relationship with your mom, or is this?
No. Oh, she's lovely. Hey, Graham, how's it going? It's my grandmother.
Cool.
Hey, it's me, it's Samuel.
Yeah?
Hey, can you put Mom on the phone?
Who?
Can you put Mom on the phone?
Mom's not here.
Oh, Mom's at home?
Mom's not here either.
Okay. Hey, Graham, I'm next to Evan Falchuk. We're on my talk show right now. He's running for governor. Would you like to say hi to Evan Falchuk?
Hey, Grandma, how you doing?
Fine.
Yeah. Does Sam call you sometimes late at night like this and just want to talk?
No.
No? He should. He really should. He's good. He's doing well, and I think he looks well. I think he should eat. But I think he's doing pretty well for himself. Don't give him so much of a hard time. He was complaining a lot.
How you holding up, Graham?
Samuel.
Yep.
Oh, Mommy just come in.
Oh, okay. Can you put Mom on the phone?
Just a minute.
My grandmother's from Japan.
Japan.
Okay. Did someone just go woo?
I can't always get that kind of response.
Yeah, Japan.
Let's just say, hey, Japan.
Yeah, very rarely gets one woo.
Japan. I use it a lot as a candidate. I just, you talk about something, say, healthcare costs are too high. Japan. That's what it's like.
Hey, Mom?
Yes? Just a minute.
Okay. We're waiting for my mom. Hey, Mom.
What time? What time?
Hey. Nothing's wrong. I'm at my talk show right now. I'm I'm on stage. I'm right next to Evan Falchuk, who's running for governor. You're.
Oh, congratulations.
Well, thank you, Mom. Thank you. So I was just going to have Evan just say hi to you.
Oh.
Hey, Mom, Sam's mom, how you doing? I'm Evan.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, wonderful. I can't believe I'm talking to a real person.
It's so cool to talk to you. Sam's worried that you don't come and see his show.
Oh,
And-
no, it's Boston.
Well, I know it's in Boston. I know that's a problem, but he's a good young man.
Thank you.
He needs love and attention.
Oh, man, thank you. Oh, my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to you.
Alright, Mom, is there anything you ever wanted to ask somebody who's running for governor of Massachusetts?
Oh, my gosh, how exciting. Tommy, I can't believe it.
Well, I am glad to talk to you. I'm very honored to be with Sam.
Well, also, Mom, did you know that Evan's a huge Red Sox fan as well?
Evan, oh my gosh, you're wonderful.
Did he got your vote? Alright, well thank you, Mom. Bye. I'm gonna talk to you later, okay? I love you. I love you.
I hope that your entire family doesn't just collapse.
Oh, they're gonna just sit there and talk about you for another 2 hours. All I keep imagining is just like visioning my grandmother just sitting over a computer trying to type your name. Like she never has used a computer in her life.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah. God, that went so much better than I thought it would.
A lot of people feel that way.
Alright, so let's talk about the United Independent Party. You started you started a political party.
I know.
I started one Facebook group. It got 2 people, and I gave up.
No, you stick with that Facebook group. Don't let them tell you that group's not going to go anywhere.
People who love Master P is gonna catch on. That was the group.
Yeah, well.
It was just a Master P fan page. It's about 10 years too late.
God bless you for trying. It's all about the belief. It has to come from the heart.
So what made you want to start the United Independent Party?
It's the same reason I said before. People in the government don't really represent us. They're representing a lot of groups that have a lot of money,
Yeah.
that are making the cost of living very high, and people are making money off the system as it is today. It's not going to change from inside because the people inside are part of the problem.
Yeah.
And so the only way to change it is to build a new structure, which is why I founded this party. And it's based on these really simple ideas that everyone's equal and their civil rights have to be protected, and we need the government to spend our money wisely. And what's interesting about this is that I go and I will talk about all these issues and my specific detailed kinds of plans and approaches to how to deal with them. Most of the time, if any of you have ever watched any of these candidate debates, they're really boring. They're really boring. And I say this with peace and love for all the people who do these debates. But I sit there next to particularly Martha Coakley and Charlie Baker, and I listen to them. I can't tell the difference between what they're saying or what they're actually saying oftentimes.
Right.
And when I'm in those debates, I will say, I don't know what that means. Tell me what that means exactly, and what is your plan on X or Y or Z?
I literally say that to most things people say.
And then the things that they're saying actually matter in your life.
Yeah.
That's what's so messed up about it. Now, what starts to happen, and maybe you guys saw some of this news, but we had 2 televised debates. There was going to be another one this Monday. They disinvited me.
They disinvited you from this. This was actually something I really want to talk about. So you were disinvited from the debate. You were originally invited.
I got this really nice letter from a woman named Mary Plansky.
What kind of font?
That's a good question. Times New Roman.
Ooh.
12 points. So we know we're
Oh,
this is
shit.
So now you understand what situation I'm in?
You got a Times New Roman 12 font letter inviting you to a debate, and then they said no?
What the fuck, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Was this a like a courier delivered it, the post office delivered it,
This one,
email, the Gmail attachment.
No, it was post office, so we're going very old school.
Regular
Yes.
post office.
Very
So
old
this is
school,
well in
very,
advance.
very retro.
So they planned this.
Yeah, well, in August, I got this letter.
Okay.
And straight up, this is what happened. August 28th, I get a letter. A few days later, I accept, because who the heck doesn't want to go to a debate if you're running for governor? Everybody wants to debate. I do. And so we have these 2 debates in which I do, if any of you saw it, a lot of things that made some people uncomfortable, like calling them on the fact that they're not doing anything on healthcare costs and that they're in bed with all these people. And, literally.
Right.
You might go right.
I love that show, Scandal.
Yeah. So right after one of these debates, I get a phone call from this woman, Mary Plansky, from NECN. I don't know if you guys ever watch NECN. They have the word news in their name, but I think it's in quotes.
I'm aware of it.
And she says we have to rescind our invitation to your debate, to the debate. And I said, what do you mean exactly, rescind the invitation? She said, well, we don't want you to come anymore. And I said, who? And she wouldn't tell me who. I said, why? And she wouldn't say why. And after pressing, she eventually said, well, you're not high enough in the polls to be included in a debate.
Oh.
Yes, it is.
That is.
Now, the organization did this. This is NECN, this is the Worcester Chamber of Commerce, and you're from Clinton, so you're nearby there, and the Worcester Telegram and Gazette, the newspaper. All right? None of these people returned phone calls to explain anything. And we tried to get a response. Now, the Worcester Chamber of Commerce, you know who's in charge of that? Tim Murray, used to be the lieutenant governor for Patrick.
Yeah.
All right, so he's in on this. NECN, which takes in a lot of advertising money for the parties. And here's a candidate that's keeping it very real and talking about these issues, and they say, we don't want you involved.
Wow.
We don't want you involved. So I tried, and we were asking, and we worked real hard to try to get a response, got none. Yesterday, filed a lawsuit against NECN, the Worcester Telegram and Gazette, and the Worcester Chamber of Commerce.
Good for you.
We're going to be in court on Monday. The debate is on Monday.
No
So the
way.
hearing's at 2 o'clock on Monday down at Suffolk County Courthouse. And if we get an order that I'm in, we're going to rush out of there and get to Worcester to go debate.
Oh, that's awesome. We hear it so that happened. We heard about the news because we are very informed. And
I get choked up.
yeah, I have a tough time lying. So we said, we were like, well, this is wrong that you were disinvited to the debate. So what we did, just in case you don't get to be a part of the debate on Monday, we set up a debate here, and so that happened. Would you like to partake in this debate?
Of course I'll be at any debate.
Thank you.
So
All right.
if you're there, if your mom can be there, particularly.
Well, she'll be listening. We'll put her on speaker. We didn't bring the other 2 major candidates, but we did bring another candidate for the debate.
Excellent.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Wendell St. Moore of the Revolutionary Party. Wendell St. Moore.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for coming out here.
Once like Evan, I've been disregarded as well, so this is not pretty for me. And when I got the phone call from Improved Boston to come in, I was like, yeah, I like the Improved Boston.
It's improv, Boston. Improv, Boston, like improvisational comedy.
Okay, yeah. Doesn't change anything from my point of view, right?
All right, well, gentlemen, let's start this debate. Now, our first question is, what is your take on the educational program here in Massachusetts? Evan, we will allow you to answer first, and then Wendell can respond.
Well, I'm worried about our educational system today in Massachusetts when hosts of improv comedy programs can't read at the level that you want to be able to read at. I think it is wrong. I think it's un-American. I think when we see people that are running for office that want to foment revolution, like Wendell does,
Yeah.
they ought to be encouraged.
Thank you.
They ought to be encouraged. I say God bless you for that.
Oh, yeah.
Wendell,
I think education is part of his program.
It definitely is. Wendell, would you like to say what your take is on it?
One of my definite platforms is education, right? Because I was watching a news story the other day, and it was a young lady, a teacher, blonde, very attractive young lady. I can't recall her name, Diaz, I believe. Cameron Diaz, and she was a bad teacher. Right? So I think that we need to get rid of bad teachers in the secondary education system and get good teachers, right? And the news story was very long, an hour and a half. It was progressive, and it seemed even longer than that, right? She was in it for the wrong reasons, just Jason Timberson or something, and I don't even know. Right?
Timberson? Okay, next question. What should we do to make housing more affordable? Now, Evan, I know that this is a big part of your campaign. Would you like to expand on this?
Well, it's like anything else. I mean, I think if you say that it costs $500,000 to buy a house, and instead you say it costs $5 to buy a house, it'll be so much more affordable for everybody.
Right.
So I think a program that says all houses now cost $5 will instantaneously create affordable housing for everybody. I mean, who here can't afford a $5 house? I ask you that, and I say, why in our country are we not giving out $5 houses? When,
I don't know.
When will I see it?
You have like a real.
I do, and that's not. In Massachusetts, we don't build housing. We really don't. And it especially affects young people, but also old people. But so many young people, if you want to find a place to live in this, not just in this city, but anywhere in the metro area, it is a lot of money. And the idea of even owning a house is like, forget it. You know, I'm 44, so when I was in my 20s, we'd say, well, there won't be Social Security when we're older. But I talk to a lot of people in their 20s that say, I'm never going to be able to own a house. So the way you fix this, cities and towns don't let houses get built because they're worried about the fact that they can't afford to educate the kids because it's expensive to educate the kids, and that's because the state doesn't give enough money to the cities and towns. So my plan is, let's make sure we're funding the schools. You know, the state legislature just decided to spend over $1 billion to expand the convention center in downtown Boston in a world where teachers don't have materials to teach with, where there's not computers in every classroom, where kids don't have, you know, they got to share books and things like that.
So the majority of school systems are funded by property taxes within those municipalities.
Half and half.
It's half comes from the state.
Just about.
How do they determine it from the state?
Well, this is talk about stuff that's really crazy. There's a law that was passed in 1993 that says that the state is going to have a formula for figuring this out. So if you're in a community that has money, you get less money from the state. If you're in a community that does not, you get more money from the state. And it's based on an idea of how much money should be needed to educate a kid. Well, they're supposed to update that every 2 years in order to keep up with changes in the cost of education. The last time they updated it was 10 years ago. Okay, just a law. And since 1993, they've updated it twice. So of course, money from the state has basically gone down as the cost of education has gone up. And so kids don't get educated. Cities and towns do things to keep families from growing in their communities. And it makes everything more expensive in Massachusetts.
Wow.
It's reality.
That is
and
crazy.
when you start, and they actually work for the kind of thing they call it child-proof zoning.
Oh.
Okay, so cities and towns try to set it up so that the only houses that get built are really big ones,
Oh.
not small multifamily stuff that people that are the younger people that would want to stay here can afford to live in. So everybody knows this. I mean, this isn't like some kind of fantasy thing that you couldn't find information about. This is knowledge.
I do it. I
know what.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you have a rebuttal to?
Well, you stole my answer. In addition to that, I mean, there's a lot of resources that aren't being utilized, right?
Like
I mean,
what?
I mean, there's a gentleman who I like to connect with who has a great resource online. I don't know his last name. His first name is Craig, and he has this list of houses that you can get. And if you get a no broker's fee, it's very cheap. So he's got a list of everything. So I think Craig and his list might be pretty good. If it doesn't work, then definitely what Evan said, I will do that.
Well, I seem to be getting the light from this debate, so I'm gonna ask this one last final question. Pretty serious question, so just answer it honestly, and we'll be okay. If you could be one member of the Avengers, who would it be and why? We'll let Wendell answer first.
I'm glad you asked this question, because this is part of my platform as well. Without a doubt, after much consideration from my administration team, it's definitely Truck. It turns out from a robot to the optimal situation.
Optimal situation, that's what you think his name is.
Yeah. Primus collectors. Collectors. He turns from a truck to a robot. And that's what I would do.
Thank you. I know, Evan, same question.
I got the same one.
You get the same question.
I mean, Optimus Prime obviously is already taken.
Optimus Prime is what I meant to say.
Thor is, there's a lot of people that would go that direction just because he's a god. And so I think that's a reasonable choice.
Right.
But I think he's so limited by the fact that if he doesn't have the hammer, he really can't do much of anything.
He doesn't really do shit without the hammer.
Without the hammer, and I know other people can't pick up the hammer, I get it.
Yeah.
But like, that's his power, is that I can pick up this really cool hammer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not...
Yeah, it's like with Green Lantern. It's like all he does is he just has a ring. He's got really nice jewelry.
This is a superpower.
Yeah,
This isn't a superpower. Get bit by a spider. That's a superpower.
Yeah.
Gamma rays turn you into a fucking Hulk.
Yeah.
Let's talk about superpowers.
Yeah.
So...
I feel like I'm being shut out in the situation. Yeah, huh? Let me talk to your mom.
You can talk to my mom after the show.
All right, well, I told you to that.
Okay. So who would you pick, Evan?
I go with Hulk.
You go with the Hulk?
Yeah.
All right,
The
good.
Hulk is essentially undefeatable.
Yeah.
I mean, you shoot him with whatever. You can drop him out of an airplane. He may turn back into David Banner, which is not a big deal.
Because he can just Hulk out.
He can Hulk himself out. There's nothing you can do to the Hulk that is bad.
That makes
You know what I mean?
perfect sense.
Hulk cannot be embarrassed. The Hulk cannot be. He's never sad.
Nope.
Never sad.
Yeah, I've never seen a sad Hulk.
You don't see a sad Hulk.
I've
Isn't
seen
David Banner always sad?
David Banner's always sad.
He's sullen.
But the Hulk's never sad.
Yeah.
The robot in our truck gets sad either, and that's what we're not talking about in this conversation. These are the issues.
All right, well, I guess we have just came to the conclusion of this debate, and I think the final score is tie. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Sam Ike. All right, so Evan, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, and then we're gonna come back with some more show.
Great.
Do you got time to stick around? You're gonna hang
Yeah.
out a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Evan Falchuk.